So right now it is June 8th and it is around 11:30 a.m. There are certain things that I have to let everyone know about. I just got off a video call with a doctor's appointment, and they were drugging me the entire time to give me extreme low self-esteem, because of which I started smiling when the person asked me if I was taking my meds or not. And it's just, they use these drugs to try to change my behavior and my personality. The only thing I have to say about that is none of that really matters. I don't care what they do, say about me, or how they make me look like. It doesn't really matter to me, and I really don't care. The thing is, the fact of the matter is, what law enforcement is not telling everyone is the fact that they're not letting me study. And the main thing is, if they are claiming I'm as stupid as I am and artificial intelligence reports are lying and everything is a lie, the factual info is a lie, but everything that they're trying to get people to go up and say about me is true, then there shouldn't be a problem in letting me study. They have my brain savant locked up, and like you could just tell it's just this is all that it moves. And the reason is that they have these tools that they use to lock it up. Yeah, the problem is they use these tools to lock it up. And if you look at how I was on the night of April 22nd, 2025, these ears were pretty much on the back of my head. And the reason was they unlocked it that night. And I want it fully unlocked because I've been a slave since I was an 11-year-old child, and literally all I'm fighting for right now is just my ability to be able to study, and that's pretty much all there is. And right now, I just had like a video call and with someone, and they used severe drugs on me to give me low self-esteem and make me feel bad and not be able to think properly. I was looking down a lot of times. It's not because I'm autistic or retarded or something. It's just because they were using drugs on me, because of which I was looking down. Like right now, I'm totally normal looking into the screen, and at that time they were just making me look like I was retarded, um, even though I am not. And that's not how I like act like. If I'm looking down, it's not because I'm autistic. I'm totally fine, and I can make eye contact with people. I'm totally fine. They just use these drugs to give me low self-esteem, so I act differently. So they make me look bad in front of others, and people think I'm retarded or something. And even though that's not true, um, so yeah, and like they conditioned me with like the name Meghan Markle because they used to. It's called classical conditioning. What you do is you give someone a certain drug and fill their newsfeed with a certain person, and they would fill it all up with Meghan Markle and her articles. They weren't saying the nice things. Trust me on that. They used to call her narcissist, and they used to say really dirty things about her, like she has nothing to moan about and things of that sort of nature. They were basically referring to someone else at that time whom they considered an enemy and who was refusing to sleep with one of law enforcement's people. The person is the same person whom they transfer the money for fraud money to. So basically, they would transfer the money to him. He's a friend of law enforcement's, and Meghan Markle was the person they wanted to talk to him. And I have nothing to do with either one of these people, but they would fill my news feed up with articles on Meghan Markle, and then yeah, and then they would use a certain drug on me, because of which every time they use this drug on me, my mind just keeps saying Meghan Markle. It's called classical conditioning. And they never said nice things about her. Always really bad, dirty things. Like they would call her narcissist. They would call her. One time they got this person to like talk to. There were people that used to live on like people that used to live upstairs. People that used to live upstairs inside of mosques, and they were trying to get this woman to talk to them and basically, like, I guess, like, sleep with them or something. And she refused. So they started calling her an ultra narcissist. They would fill my news feed up with that, while drugging me. So obviously it's called classical conditioning. So every time they use those drugs on me, my mind says the words Meghan Markle all over again, over and over again. Um, yeah, and then except for that, it's just there are other things that they would so there are so yeah, they were like totally obsessed with Meghan Markle, and now they just, whenever I have like a doctor's appointment like or something, I'm talking to on Zoom chat or something, they use these drugs on me. So I so like I can't make eye contact with the person, like not even eye contact, like I can't look up, so I have to look down. And it's like they drug me with these drugs, because of which my mind just keeps saying the words Meghan Markle over and over again. It's all part of classical conditioning. But yeah, that person now is their BFF now, because obviously they're all united in envy, and I didn't marry her daughter, despite her asking me multiple times on March 9th, April 6th, all these different times. And law enforcement is aware of the fact that the kind of stuff that this person was actually sending me on March 7th, three times, like a porn star's picture with her name on it. Yeah, people are insane when they're told things. Like I was telling someone the other day, like artificial intelligence, they consider it like like almost like if it's God or something. They Artificial intelligence tells people about the future, and they start believing it like they've already seen it. Um, but the thing is, yeah. So the thing that I wanted to really say was the fact that it's basically just the fact that basically the entire fight is really all about me not being able to study. All these things that artificial intelligence told these people in law enforcement, you could check it from the most recent report, which was May 10th. They had so much argument done on my brain savant, which they had locked up themselves, and they even told the courts that they had locked up themselves the entire time for years and years. But the thing is, the amount of argument that they put forward about my brain savant, forced the courts to do it like a 1 minute long test around May 10th. It was due to that test that the results obviously came out, and we found out the reality again for the 1 millionth time. I mean, it's just not. It's not something that's deniable anymore. Courts don't push something forward as a verified fact unless if it is a verified fact. And my brain savant, and me being a triple savant, and the powers increasing over time, is a verified fact by now. If you don't believe me, you can just go ask the courts, and they will tell you, or you can check the results from what the courts are basically saying, and what they've said about my brain savant, basically. So basically, the only thing that I'm really fighting for right now is to be able to study. Studying is not a crime. Just because there's a trial going on does not mean that they have any right to be able to inhibit me from being able to study. Yeah. So it's not something that they have any right of doing or inhibiting or doing of that sort of nature. The only thing I'm fighting for right now is basically to be able to study. Basically, been a slave since I was an 11-year-old child, and they have my brain savant like right over here. It's fully locked up, and on the night of April 22nd, my ears were all the way in the back of my head, and it was that way for like hours on the night of April 22nd. If you watch the video from April 22nd, you would know that my brain savant's fully locked up with air drugging and these energy weapon torture tools. And it's totally wrong. It's inhumane and unethical. They're only doing this to inhibit me from being able to study, which they have absolutely no right doing. So basically, the only thing I'm really fighting for right now is to be able to study, and the only thing that they're really doing right now is to inhibit me from being able to study. It's totally wrong. It has no place in American history. I mean, if you look at American history, no one's ever been inhibited from being able to study. Even serial killers in prisons are allowed to read their books when they feel like going to the library and they feel like reading a book. They can read a book. My brain savant's fully locked up just so that I can't study. This has literally never happened in American history. If you look at American history in the slavery era, yes, it might have happened then. But after that, it's had never happened. Even serial killers in prison libraries are able to read their books and do whatever they feel like doing. I'm being inhibited from being able to study. So basically, I want to, I need this to basically stop, and I want to be able to study with all my brain savant powers. Whether there's a trial going on or not, it's irrelevant. It has nothing to do with anything. I just want to be able to study, and it's wrong to use all these tools to inhibit me from doing so. And if you ask law enforcement, you would find out that they really are inhibiting me.